Hello, welcome to my channel, Back to the Love. My name is Ina. In this video, I would like to talk about the challenges that I face living with a disability. I'm 63 years old and I've been disabled for a very long time. But I have not lived with the challenges for a very long time, what I'm experiencing now. I became disabled way back in 2004, and I was told by some health professionals that it would catch up with me later. Without disabilities, as we age, we can go through different changes with our health. And like everyone else, I've had those natural changes. But with a disability, sometimes getting to a certain age, having the health, the strength to match tasks that you would like to do every day, like shopping, working, things around the house, it comes with a lot of challenges. And some of those challenges is just getting past the pain, if that's what one is experiencing with a disability. In my case, I've lived with a lot of pain. But I never chose to select pain management from my healthcare providers. I know there are many treatments that can help alleviate pains that come from arthritis and degenerative joint problems. I tried one prescription years ago, oxycodone, I believe, codone. And that's all, just one time. And then I had Vicodins. Didn't like it because it gave me terrible nightmares. So I would use over-the-counter pain management. And that helped for a while. But then I just got used to living and dealing with the pain. Who wants to be in pain? Nobody. It's important to have pain management if you would like to keep doing the things that you enjoy. Because one thing I found out in my case, being in pain will sit you down. Because your mind, your heart, your spirit say get up and go and get some things done. But the pain would say, okay, that's enough. You can't do too much. Because when you're hurting, you're not feeling good. Now, I was a body type always strong. And I could go. And I can do a whole lot when I was younger. But the time, as I said just a moment ago, I was told that it would catch up with you later. Then, I wasn't feeling it. I lived with a disability. I got around the pain. I got around doing things because I had energy. I had a lot of responsibilities, and that promoted me to do more. Being a chauffeur mom, going to school myself later in my adult years, working periodically outside of the home. I was busy. I had no choice. I had obligations to do. And usually at the end of the day, I'm wiped out. All my energy spent. This last 4 or 5 years, since that, you know what I'm talking about, went around twice. I was affected by it. In the end of 2020, around October, and then that following year, the Christmas season. I noticed my energy greatly decrease after that. And I found myself sitting down with a lot of pain. Sometimes it would even make me sad because I wanted to do things. I enjoy crafting, for example. And I got excited. I said, okay, I make wreaths all the time. I gift them to my friends. And some folks said, they are good. You just sell these wreaths. So I thought, well, I don't know. Let me just see what happens. And I know it's really good quality. So I thought, let me give this a shot. So I set up a craft area, and I got things that I needed to get that started. And this is 2001, like spring 2001. I'm sitting at the table, ready to go, and it started off pretty nicely. I was able to do a few things, and then all of a sudden, a new medical situation came into my life. I would be crafting and doing things, and I know when you move your hands intricately, you can get some pains from that. And I would fashion bowls. I'm a crafty person. Sometimes I sketch and draw and things like that. So I was doing a combination of both. But I noticed when I was crafting to make wreaths, I was cutting a lot of ribbon, and I was doing intricate movements, getting in and out of the wreaths. I worked with grapevine mainly. Sometimes I worked with the metal wreath form, but I prefer the grapevines. Because some folks like to see the natural show through with anything else you want to put on it. It can be very fabulous, or it can be very nice and simple. Everybody got their own taste. But what happened to me, I'm sitting at the table, not knowing that later was going to be around that time. And my hands just started doing this. Not exaggeratingly like that, but it started slowly. I started having a lot of pain. More than what I had been used to for having for decades. My hands would ache. And I remember as a youth, I would see the elderly rub their hands a lot and their knees. And I was that person rubbing my knees for a very long time. But I didn't have problems with my hands. And then I write by typing, but then I also it's been the habit since my youth, just writing with paper and pen, because when it hits you, you would like to process those thoughts out. And sometimes it's just getting out a folder, journaling, or, a short story, something that needs to come out. And I found around the same time that I couldn't craft, I couldn't write. It was too painful. I didn't share that right away with my family. They would notice when I would get in the car, because holding large, heavy items, they would fall out of my hand. I would pick something up and it would just fall out. And then I started telling them, I'm we getting in the car? Get out the way, because I'm throwing my purse right away. And I'm the type of person, I cargo around so much in my purse. I have lightened up the load a little bit. Old habits die hard, but I like to have what I want to have in my bag. But I'm scaling down some. But I found then I couldn't hold those heavy bags. I can hoist it over my shoulders and get to going. But just lifting it up sometimes, it would just fall away. So I did go to my health care professionals, and they told me things that were going on with my health. So I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that, because I still feel in my spirit that I'm healthy. I feel like there's a lot of life in me still, even with the pain. And then I have to realize, show yourself some grace. You're not a spring chicken, but you're young enough still to do something positive about your overall well-being. So I haven't made a decision yet, but I'm considering pain management, because I need to go. I need to do things, because at this time in my life, sitting at home a lot, we were forced to sit in Some of us chose not to, and some of us was okay. And I've always been a homebody. It wasn't too much difference after we were told to stay in as much as possible. It wasn't much different from my normal routine. But I want to get outside now. That started when I was in my backyard and I made a nice place. So I need to be healthy. I need to not be in pain. I've been used to moving this body that's big and strong. Always been big and strong. Not always big, but strong. Noticing my strength diminishing again. I understand things come with age. But I was like, no. It also comes with lifestyle. And living a sedentary life is not good, especially as a senior living with a disability. And to lose some of the things that I love doing, some simple things, it gave me pause to think about what I would like to do going forward. And going forward for me is to figure out how to navigate my life around this pain to do things. To give you an example, what a day is like for me, well, I had a series of these days, but just the task of going out to the market, shopping. I do a lot of online bill payments, so I don't have to go to, companies to pay bills in person. And I don't dine out very often by choice. I do enjoy it sometimes, but I prefer to be at home, to have home-cooked meals because it's, what you're getting. But a typical day, if I go to 2 stores, I'm wore out when I get in. I would see the scooters in the store, and I would get on them. And I didn't like it, but I was sometimes so happy to see them. I was like, I can get on this scooter. But for a while now, a good while, close to 6 months, I've been walking without the aid of the scooters. When I need them, though, I still will get on them. But just walking with the cart around the stores when I get home, pain. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was out every day. Coming in, feeling pain, exhausted. So Tuesday I was asked to go to the movies to see the new Keke Palmer movie with Scissor. I think I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly, but I hear it's a nice comedy, and I thought that would be fun. I did not have the energy. I was wiped out. And then I thought, what did I do? Because I was so excited, a lot of things I wanted to take care of. The weather had broke here where I'm at. The sun was shining. It beckoned me to go out each day. But then come Tuesday, I'm totally wiped out. No energy. I rested in the bed most of the day. A lot of times I slept. So I said, what do I have to do now? Because if I do decide to do some pain management, I would likely be prompted to be out more, to do more things. But also still, I have to keep in mind my current health state. Instead of having a long day out with errands, maybe I'll go out. I think it would be wise to go out and maybe shop and be out for like an hour and a half, come home and rest. Not in the bed, but even just sitting down, spending time with my cats, on the phone with a loved one, just to reset. And then if I had to go back out or want to go back out, I won't feel overwhelmed. Or maybe have a routine where I go every other day. But I want to be out every day. Last summer I was out every day in my backyard. So much fun. I had so much fun. And it was good for me. It was the best therapy. Just sitting back there, I ordered a lot of lights, what you call the solar lights, and I had the color lights and the pathway lights and things hanging from trees, I love going to Dollar Tree, find some good deals there. And I would just sit back there and just watch the wildlife come around and looking at everything, just whether it's a insect or a squirrel, a bird. We all were together. We were hanging out. And I came into their space. And I like that over time, they didn't seem to mind me being back there, which I appreciate. But it's not easy realizing that you have to make changes sometimes. I've been told most of my adult life that I have not aged. I don't look like I aged. I've been hearing that for a very long time. And for about 30, 35 years, I basically looked the same. When I got, especially the second one, it was horrible. I noticed some changes. And I've always noticed changes because we're always changing, aging and growing. But I saw it and I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't mind. I never had problems with the gray in my hair. I got a lot, y'all. I got a lot of gray hair and I love it. I added some gray extension braiding hair into it because I think it's sharp. I love the gray. But my own hair is salt and pepper. I never had a problem with that. But when I would put on, I like to wear wigs sometimes, I would put on different wigs where you wouldn't see any gray hair. I did look younger. And people would tell me all the time, you're not aging. I was like, I am aging. My bones hurt. I'm hurting every day. I'm aging all the time. I stand in a line long. I'm in pain. My back hurt, my bone hurt, the back of my neck, everything. I am in pain. So I said, okay. But I think about, the life of a flower. I love to go to local nurseries, the big box stores everywhere where they sell flowers. I like to see what they bring to market each season. What colors are doing well? What are they pushing more than other flowers? I like to go to different places to get a variety. And I found that if you find some flowers that are not as pretty as others, and it may have some that are, seem like they're about to not live long, you can get a discount. You can ask for a discount. And sometimes they have them marked down. And so I started doing that. And I was thinking, okay, old girl, you are like that flower now. The bloom's long gone. The flower goes through changes where it's a tiny little bloom and then it blossoms. And it's showing off. It got energy. It's looking good. It's so wonderful. And it stays like that for a good length of its life. Then I noticed at the very end of that flower life, because I love flowers and I watch them, but the color intensifies. It seemed to take another ta-da look at me before it starts turning and going down. Now, I bought some flowers in that state where they look like they're about to leave here. Some would. But I would buy some of those flowers at a discount. and I would give them fertilizer, something like Miracle Grow, and my other little things I would put in there. And I watched those flowers hold on for a while. And they would go through their natural life process as flowers would. But I would see them hanging with the new girls, and they was looking good. Everybody's playing well together. I love that. So I'm liking myself to that right now. I ain't gone. I know I will be one day, as we all will be. But I want this to be my ta-da-da-da-da and get that new burst of life. And there's things that I know I can't do ever. And that's okay. You know, because we go through our changes in life. But I know going forward, I'm still always going to be disabled. I'm going to age. I don't want things to be worse, health-wise, because I know things have changed. Some changes I've made that benefited my health. Eons ago, it seems, in the late 70s, I think 78, 79, or 80, I picked up cigarette smoking. Didn't smoke long, about 4 years, but I quit cigarettes, so that was a positive thing. Years ago, I stopped eating red meat and pork for a very long time. Even followed a vegan diet for a very long time. Didn't have this weight at all. But I added chicken back, not even 10 years ago, and fish and cheese. I've been reevaluating things with that. So the beginning of this year, I was going around saying, I'm kicking chicken. Like I'm hooked on it, you know? Like I have to go through getting this monkey off my back. Because chicken is delicious. You can do so many things with it. It's everywhere. But I have my own thing against chicken and reasons why I love it. But I said I'm kicking chicken, like a bad habit. I haven't had chicken since like the 4th of last month. So now I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't eating a lot of bread. Got on the bread. So I said, okay, that's my new thing now. But I know those changes early on, I think, helped me to be here now. Because I wonder what would have happened to me had I continued eating pork and beef. And at one time, it was no pork. It was no meat, no dairy, no sugar, none of that. I was doing the best I could, and I did it for a while. Drove my family crazy. I was like, y'all try this, y'all do that. I lived in Whole Foods, and sometimes I would go to Trader Joe's. And I was kind of on the island by myself in the house. Today I see a lot of my family members, they had adopted their own healthier lifestyle, wherever they found it from, through me or other places. But there's a time I was by myself. And it wasn't very popular to want to give up meat, at least from the folks I know. They all was just really about that. And it was a little persecution that came with it too. I know it's very common today, but it was a little bit like, you don't eat meat. Girl, this got meat and you may not like that. I'm like, why are you singling me out? You know, be at a party or something and food is all spread out. I know you don't like this. Shut up. I can make my own choice. I can eat meat today or not eat meat. Don't tell me what I want. That's how I was. But, you know, I'm glad for me that I gave that up. Because over time, certain years later, especially after my injury in 2004, and then eating other unhealthy things, I don't think meat is unhealthy per se. I just didn't want it. But I never really had a lot of, not a cake person, not a cookie person, But I will have it sometimes. My thing is chips, and I've been doing good about that. And popcorn. I've been doing good recently. But, the salty snacks. Sunflower seeds with the shell, with salt. Pumpkin seeds. Yeah. And pop. I've been off pop for a while. Actually, I was off pop for a very long time. I started again last summer. But I've always been on again, off again, on again, off again. And I like certain pop, but I don't have it often. When we lived in Michigan, we used to visit family in Florida. I did a lot of nighttime driving, so I would have Mountain Dew. It would just be me in the road. I'd be eating that highway up driving with my sounds and my Mountain Dew. I liked that everybody was quiet. I can concentrate and get to where I was going. So that was my drink of choice. Then I got on Coca-Cola. But I, mainly was the Mountain Dew back in the day. Sometimes Burners. It's not a very well-known pop, I don't think. Burners, it's out of Michigan. But it's a ginger ale. And I would like that too. That was my cleaning the house pop. I don't know why I only wanted Burners ginger ale when I would clean. But mostly it was Mountain Dew everywhere. But I'm off the pop. I am likening these foods to drugs. That's why it's called the Food and Drug Administration. One can be addicted to it. And I know as a senior with a disability, those things are not going to serve me to get to that next point. I want this to be that bling, bling, flower show off lifestyle for me right now. I saw it through flowers. It is very possible. So I plan to pace myself, rest when I need to, and even it's very possible that I'm going to start some pain treatment. I always didn't like the pills. I was afraid I might get addicted to it because it's possible. I've seen it happen. And I didn't want to, I was already on chicken. I didn't need to be strung out on chicken and pain pills. No, but seriously, as a senior with a disability, one must take the precautions to not injure themselves and be in unnecessary pain and pace themselves. So if you are someone with a disability, I hope this information that I share with you today, you may have found some value in it. Or if you know someone that you're close to that has a disability that might need help, they might not even ask. But if you see, perhaps, they're doing a little too much and they rubbing those knees and hands, help them out or, just tell them sit down. And you know how you can do that? Like, hey, you want to watch a movie? Sit them down sometimes and let them just heal and relax. But they'll get up again because we can't help it. As long as we're here, we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep doing something. So if you're someone that's living with a disability, to promote more engagement to my channel, I ask you, if you'd like to share a comment about it. Or someone that with challenges they have overcome living with a disability. We have our challenges, in our senior years, but some of us are not as healthy as others. So I would appreciate that. I'm trying to figure out the optics to my channel, setting up the camera, and I'm still learning. I'm a new YouTube channel, YouTube creator. I guess that's what you call it. And I like it. And I want to add more. So if you'd like to come back and see me again, please do. Please do. I made my hair look like my heart earrings today. I picked these up at Ross. I thought they were so cute. And I had some more braids in, and I braided it up really tight. And I was like, ooh, I look like I'm real young again. You know, it was smoothing out the crow feet and everything. Then I had a headache, and I was like, girl, you too old for that. So they are loose. They're loose. You know, they could have been, gathered all up in there. But when I did that, it almost formed a heart shape. I was like, okay. And my earrings, So, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging with me. Again, my name is Ina, and this is my channel, Back to the Love. Come back and see me again. And remember, back to the love, that's where the good stuff is. Have a good day, night, or wherever you are. Love you. Thank you. Bye.